I'm giving a speech. Come on in.
Is there sound on the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking for you and Cindy. Tell her, come on. We don't need them. Tell me when you're ready.
Jose, we could.
All right.
Stupid! If I had half a brain, I'd be dangerous. You know, if I could only think for 1 second, maybe I could get something accomplished. Those were words that I was raised with growing up. And I don't know about you, but those words damaged me for quite some time. What I would like to share with you is how to stay positive in a negative world. And if you got to start like I did, it can be a little challenging, but I have some great tips that's going to help you overcome. I like to first start with a quote. Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Deciding to be positive starts with your thought life. So let's check out what you think about. First thing I'd like you to think about for a second is, what are you watching? Because what you watch also is what you're going to meditate on throughout the day. Are you looking at news, CNN, that tends to be a little negative? News, period, tends to be negative. You know, there's a saying that goes, if it bleeds, it leads. So they go for most of the negative news that they want to share. What is it that you are listening to? What type of music are you listening to? Is it something that's uplifting? Is it something that sort of feeds positivity? Or is it something that's constantly tearing you down? That also will have a lot to do with your thought life. What are you looking at? What type of materials are you reading? Your magazines or certain books? That too is going to contribute to your thought life. How about gossip? Have you ever noticed that sometimes people think that maybe you are a garbage can and they just want to dump on you? That definitely will contribute to your thought life. Now remember, we're watching our thoughts because that's what's going to determine our words. Well, let's go into our words. We have two things that we can speak on. We have words of life and we have words of death. Now I want you to keep in mind that words are containers for death or for life. So you have to sort of choose what you're going to say. Well, if we talked about our thoughts and how we're feeding our thoughts, if it's not, over some words of words of life. We have, no matter what I put my mind to, I can succeed. There's only obstacles in my way, but I can overcome them. Those are words of life. Words of death would be, I'm not good at anything. Or have you ever heard this one? If it weren't for any bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Or it just seems like when I'm getting ahead, something always pulls me down. Those are words of death. And when you speak those words constantly to yourself, that's what's going to build your words. And it's going to decide if you're going to be positive or negative. How about this? If you remain and complain, or you can praise and be raised. Now, if you're in a situation that's negative, let's just take, I don't know, a job, and you don't like the job, and you don't like the people that you work with, and it can be a very negative situation. Now, you can join everyone else saying, I can't stand this job, I know, did you hear the way so-and-so said that, and that's complaining. And you're going to remain in that same position. You're not going to be able to move in your destiny, you're not going to be able to move into the positive things in your life. Or you can praise. You know what, I may not like the job, but I'm thankful that I have a job. I may not like the position that I'm in, but I'm thankful that at least I have money coming in. Now you're turning your world around with positive words. Well, we talked about thoughts and we talked about words. Let's talk about our attitude. And what we have here are our thoughts. We're talking about feeding our thoughts with positive things. Let's just say there's a job that you'd like to go for, and you're not quite sure if you can do the job. You have some qualifications. The positive side would say, I have the skills for this job, and I have the experience. That in return is going to give you feelings of motivation, hopefulness, and you'll be optimistic. And in return, your action will be, I'm going to go ahead and apply for the job. And your attitude's going to be great. And when you relay that on a job interview, 9 times out of 10, they're going to see that and they're going to want to hire you. So your thoughts are going to feed your feelings, which in return will create your actions, which goes back to our opening statement. So the only thing I'd like to leave with you now is how we can let our words control our outcome. You can have what you say. There's a part of your brain, the largest part of your brain, and this is, researchers have found this out, neurosurgeons, that it's your speech part. And your body will do exactly what your brain is telling it. I'm sorry. Your brain will do exactly, I said it right, your body's going to follow everything that you say. So if you say, I can never lose weight, everything in your body, I can get this job. Everything in your body is going to help create that for you. Your words will control where you're going to go. That's what's going to make it or break it. And so what I would like to leave with you now are things that are words of life. These are just affirmations, positive things that you want to say to yourself on a regular basis. I am able to accomplish what I set out to achieve. I can and I will make it. People love me everywhere I go. I say this all the time too. I am not dumb. I had to tell myself that, and I say that repeatedly as well. And presently, I have a 3.7 in college, and I never got higher than a D in high school. So positive affirmations work, and it creates, you start believing in yourself. I would like to close with this. What we most often tell ourselves will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are going to be your best preacher, and you live with you. You are everywhere you go. So whatever your self-talk is to yourself, that's how you're going to be perceived to the rest of the world. It appears that it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive. But the negativity is going to greatly affect your health, your wealth, and your success. Why not accept the challenge of speaking positive about every situation in your life just for the next 30 days, and then journal your feelings. As the quote states, your words are wrapped up in your destiny. Where are your words going to take you?